Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss a question that was asked from me in Amazon interview. And the question goes like this. We have been given an array A and we need to find the indexes J and I such that A of J is greater than A of I and J minus I is maximized. And correspondingly we can see that A of J is the index at the position. A of J is the element at index J and A of I is the element at index I. Corresponding to this question, I asked two clarifying questions from my interviewer. First of the questions was, will the array be containing any negative numbers? He said that it won't contain any negative numbers. I also clarified about the duplicate elements, that if there will be any duplicate elements in my array or not. He said that there won't be any duplicate elements also. So let's go ahead with the brute force approach first. Herein it will contain the time complexity of n square. Let's see what will be the pseudocode look like for this. For I'm taking this example. I have already taken one example. Ji plus 1 to n. I will check if a of j is greater than a of I. Then I'll update my answer to maximum of answer up till now, comma j minus p. And at last I'll return answer. Okay, herein I'll have to also say that answer equal to 0. Initialize answer with the 0 value. Here you can see that space is big of 1 and time is of n square. But what if the constraints are given such that your array contains elements A has a million elements? Can you do it in any better time complexity? So we know that if the array has 10 to the power 6 elements, that so we have to achieve a solution that it comes in big of n time complexity. Let's see how we can do that. Let me take the example that I had taken. My example goes like this. Okay, so this is my array A. Let's see what is the index of every element on this array. So 7 is at 0, 3 is at 1. Correspondingly, we can have indexes for every element of this array, right? Now, my idea goes around have another array B such that let us first of all number all the elements in this as well. Okay. Now what we'll do is we'll take every element of this array A. Now at index 0 in A at index and value. At index 0 we have 7. At index 1 we have 3 and so on and so forth. So what my idea goes around is at index value at index 7. So here I am saying that whatever my value was in A will be my index in B. So at index 7 I'll have the value as the index in A. So at 7 I'll have a value 0. Similarly at 3 at third index in B I'll have a value of 1. And similarly at index 1 I'll have a value of 2, at 8 I'll have a value of 3, 9 will have a value of 4, 10 will have a value of 5, 4 will have a value of 6, 5 will have a value of 7, 6 will have a value of 8. Okay, and this sounds fine, right? Now, what we can do is, we already know that when we travel from 0 to, let's say, m, my index value in this d. Now let's talk about d. The index value is self increasing. Index value is increasing. That means the a of a of like whatever ith value I am at will be the greatest up until now. So if I'm increasing my the I will be the greatest up until now, and I can just check what is my value at any index in D. So I'll have to maintain a counter of the maintain the minimum value up until the ith counter. Let's see how the pseudocode for it works. So let's have minimum element is equal to int max, as we have to minimize minimum element. So I'm initializing it with the maximum value. Now what I can do is, for I equal to 0 to m, if a minimum element is less than b of I, what I need to do is answer equals to maximum of answer comma uh, b of I minus minimum element. And at every iteration, I'll have to update my minimum element with minimum element comma b of I. And at last, I will return my answer. Let's see how it will work in this test case. At 0, the minimum index is int max, so it doesn't matter. Minimum value is less than b of I. It will not be, because it is already set to int max. Now I'll come to the first position. In first position, my minimum value is still int max, so int max is there, and it is not less than b of I, so answer will not be updated. In return, now minimum element gets updated to 2. Now I'll come to the value 2. At b equal to 2, nothing will happen. Answer will not get updated. Minimum value will not get updated. At b equal to 3, I'll see that my minimum value is 2, but it is not adhering to this condition. So b of I is 1 at this position, but my minimum element is already 2. So answer will not be updated. Rather, my minimum element will now be 1. Now let's go to the fourth index, b equal to 4. What will happen is, this minimum value is 1, minimum element is 1, b of I is 6, so it is already, like, b of I is already greater. So my answer will be updated to, answer is 0, so max of 0, comma, b of I is 6 minus 1, which will be equal to 5. So answer will be equal to 5. And my minimum value will not get updated, because obviously minimum value was 1, which is already the minimum. At b equals to 5, similarly, answer will be equal to maximum of 5 and 7 minus 1, which will be equal to 6. b equal to 6, answer will be equal to maximum of 6 comma 8 minus 1, which will be equal to 7. Now at b equal to 7, answer will not get updated. Minimum element will be equal to 0. At b equal to 8, minimum value will be equal to, minimum element is already 3, so answer will be maximum of my previous answer, which is 7, comma my current value, which is 3, so it will remain 7. Minimum value will not get updated here also, because it is 0 now. Similarly, for b equal to 9, answer will be equal to maximum of 7 minus 4 minus 0, which will be equal to 7. b equal to 10, answer will be equal to maximum of 7 comma 5 minus 0, which will be equal to 7. So at last, we'll have the answer equal to 7. So this is it. One follow-up question that we can have is, what if A contains in the range of 10 raised to the power 9? In this case, we have this space itself going shooting up to 10 raised to the power 9. So they not allowed. It will throw an error that your space will be exceeding, so this is not allowed. In this case, I'll urge you to think on the side. So uh, the solution will be in terms of coordinate compression. I hope you will be able to implement this. It will be straightforward. There will be a first step before doing this conversion to B. We'll have to do a coordinate compression on A. After doing the coordinate compression, that particular array will be converted to B. So this is pretty much it from my side. Please feel free to comment down below if you have any questions.